This is the Summer Sizzle barbecue sauce. It can pair well with beef, chicken, pork, burgers, hot dogs. I'm planning on using this on ribs, but it seems like it's just all purpose. This recipe is going to make 3 cups. For an extra amount of heat, add more pepper sauce or cayenne pepper to taste. Now, if you grow hot peppers, this will be something good to have your own peppers in. And this is just a quick overview of this recipe. As always, I'm getting the water prepared. I'm trying to fill them up about an inch above the jars. The reason why I fill them up about an inch above the jars is because I am going to be heating them up the whole time that I'm going through the process of cooking everything. And because I put it in the sink, it can get wet, so I just usually have a towel, sit it on the towel first before I put it on the fire or on the stove, just to make sure I'm not going to have the pot being wet. And then I'm going to just go ahead and fold this, and this is what I usually use just to catch all the juices of anything that falls when I'm ladling the jars. So here are the ingredients. We need onions, brown sugar, hot sauce, garlic, tomatoes, apple cider vinegar, Worcestershire, honey, tomato sauce, mustard seeds, beef broth, and that was beef broth or red wine, oil, and mustard seeds, and I don't know if I said pepper. They actually called for green peppercorns, but I'm going to, and actually now that I got that clarification, I'm going to get my black peppercorns. I don't have any green, and so black is just more spicy, so I'm just going to reduce the amount. When you're canning, you do want to make sure you have the right amounts, but when it comes to spices, it usually is just to your taste. But when it comes to things like acid and all of that, you want to make sure all the other ingredients are perfect. Okay, so the first ingredient, or the first ingredients that we're going to use is the oil, the onion and garlic, and we're going to cook those. So for the oil, they asked for 2 tablespoons, so I'm going to do 4 tablespoons. They said canola. I use the oil that I have, which is avocado, and you can use whatever oil you want. You're probably using already minced garlic and half a teaspoon equal to 1 clove, and they wanted me to use 2 cloves. And then next is just going to be cutting onions. Don't know. They said medium onions, and I always hate when they say medium onion or medium tomato, because I'm just like, what is a medium onion? And so but they wanted fine, just chopped, the onions chopped. So a pot of the onion and garlic, I'm just going to mix it up. I'm putting it on medium high heat, and we're going to saute it for 5 minutes or until it's translucent. So I did bring out my tool. We're just going to just go ahead and chop these tomatoes up. They didn't actually even say about pouring them or anything, so I'm not going to do that. And I did decide to get my little tool out. This is what it looks like. It looks kind of see-through. They look like they're sweating. They're kind of glossy, and they're nice and soft. So I'm taking it off the fire, and we're going to add the next ingredients, which are the tomatoes, wine, honey, Worcestershire, vinegar, mustard, peppercorns, chili powder, and salt. So I lost the footage, but once you add in all those ingredients, you go ahead and you bring it to a boil, let it simmer for 30 minutes, then you blend it up in a blender, and you add the last ingredients, which is just tomato sauce, and I can't remember the other 2 ingredients, but I'll put the directions and instructions in the description. Sorry about that, I lost it. I needed to have half an inch headspace. I had extra jars, and this one I'm reserving, not canning, but just to use on hand. Now your jars are going to be ready to go in the canner. You're going to make sure you cover them with 1 inch to 2 inches of water on top of the jars. Bring them to the rolling boil. Just make sure you wipe off the rims and everything and inspect the lids and bands before you can them. Once you let it process for 20 minutes, you go ahead and you turn the pot off and you let it sit for an additional 5 minutes. Now, notice in the book that you can do half pints and pints for the same amount of time. And so I did use a bigger jar at one point. The other one that's over there is the one that I did not process. So I just used an old jar and lid on that one so I don't waste. These were, again, 1/2 inch head steaks. And I'm so sorry that I lost the footage. It was really messy. You should not use your blender when it's hot like I did. Which, I know that, but I just do things sometimes. But I did taste it, and I think that it tastes great. I want to see how it tastes on actual food. But let me know with you guys. Let me know what you guys like to can. What are your favorite things that you have canned? What would you like to see me can, etc., etc. Up. We got a paint. Zone of success. So we're going to leave these the usual 12 to 18 hours. And thank you guys for watching.